Stewardship with SNB.
Alright, good afternoon everyone, and thanks for joining us again on the program Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. Of course, this program is viewed all over the world via our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. We are also on GoTV, channel 142, and StarTimes channel 113. You can also connect to the studio via our telephone lines that will be displayed on your TV set. How do we begin today's program? What's trending around the social media platforms? On that note, I want to introduce my Joy Chineye Samson, all the way from Babcock University of Abeokuta in Ogun State, where he's on internship here in Rstv. She wants to take a shot at it. What's trending, my Joy?
Okay, FG stops admission to candidates below 18 years in tertiary institution. The federal government on Thursday directed the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board to only admit candidates who have attained 18 years into tertiary institution. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, who said these in an address he delivered at the 2024 policy meeting on admission to tertiary institution in Nigeria. He said information at his disposal reveals that enrollment of underage candidates is inflicting serious damage not only to the university but also to the education system. Still on what's trending, Biden ends re-election bid of ending White House race. US President Joe Biden has ended his re-election campaign and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to succeed him as the Democratic candidate in an extraordinary decision that upends an already dramatic race for the White House. Mr. Biden said in a Sunday written statement that it was the greatest honor to serve, but his withdrawal was in the best interest of his party and the country. Mr. Biden says he will remain president until January. That's it for what's trending.
Yeah, that's what's trending. Thank you, my Joy Chineye Samson. It simply means that Joe Biden has actually stepped aside in the US presidential election. He's been severally advised by party men and other party faithful to say that if you go to election, you may be defeated by Donald Trump, whose support is getting momentum by the day. The 81-year-old Joe Biden has finally succumbed to pressure. The likes of Pelosi, the former House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and great other guys have advised him to step aside for the good of the country and for the good of the party. And that's it on what's trending. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We'll now take you to the main issue why we're here today, not without this break.
Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB.
declared war on the people of Rivers State. Not me. I'm just an individual. Rivers State is bigger than OSARO. Rivers State is much, much bigger than OSARO, than my late father, Justice Mantle, bigger than Nyesom Wike. And then the people in Abuja should not assume and approximate Rivers State to Nyesom Wike. The people of Rivers State are making the mistake of approximating Rivers State, making Rivers State subservient to the whims and caprices of Nyesom Wike. Nobody is fighting any war with Nyesom Wike. He's a young man. God has blessed him. At 56, God has elevated him from nobody to somebody, to governor, to minister, 2 times minister, to all sorts, to chief of staff. He should thank God. He who benevolent spirit had cracked their camel should be grateful. But this man in Nyesom Wike had refused to be grateful. And then there are people who ought to know better. They're encouraging him, they're pushing him. Nobody can fight. In a walk and do worry time by for him. In a walk and do worry time here. So I'm not challenging Nyesom Wike. He's not my mate. God has blessed him in his own way, and God has blessed me in my own way.
So what prompted you to release that musical video?
His boys who claim they are his boys. They are no longer members of the House of Assembly. In accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they've left the party on which platform they became House of Assembly members. And they have been duly, their seat have been duly declared vacant. Supported by Abuja, they continue to constitute danger to the people of Rivers State. They continue to constitute nuisance to the people of Rivers State. For instance, they have gone to court, they passed a resolution that there should be a shutdown, so salary should no longer be paid, so Rivers State people should go hungry and die. They want to use hunger as a weapon against Rivers State people, supported by the courts in Abuja, confiscating the judicial powers of the courts of Rivers State. They have said that all hospitals should close, so Rivers State people cannot seek medical attention, at least cheap medical attention, which they are not paid salary. They cannot also go to hospital because the hospitals under government will all close. Government cannot spend money.
Stewardship with SNB.
Well, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. Earlier on, we played a video clip where you saw Alhaji Asari Dokubo talking tough on the situation in Rivers State. And he spoke in Kalabari language, and Asari Dokubo, I jointly understand Kalabari language, but I am also from Kalabari. And he said that Boroso inete woke dumare temia. It simply means that you cannot hit your toe against a hard stone and you will not be injured. You know, describing Amewole and co as unnecessary distractions in Rivers State. But we'll get to talk about all of that. Let me quickly introduce my guest in the studio. First is the former governorship candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in 2023 elections, and former chairman, Rivers State Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Agency, Surveyor Sam AGWOR. Welcome to my program.
Thank you very much.
I also have with me in the studio one who is a regular visitor to our Rstv studio, SENSEI SOLSUEMA OSARO, Chairman IPAC Rivers State.
Thank you so much. Nice being here again.
Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, we all are aware of what is happening in the state. But first, let me start with you, Surveyor Sam AGWOR. Recently, you and some other persons in your community organized a solidarity march for the governor. Could you tell us what that march was for? What motivated you?
Yeah, I was in the community when we had contemporary discussions
Which community is that?
Obakre.
Obakre, okay.
Yeah. And then we came to the realization that we need to let people know that Obakre people are appreciative of what the governor of Rivers State is doing. His mode of governance and the peace that pervades the state is something worthy of recognition and praise. So, to make a statement, we decided to have a walk. In a very short while, we sent information around. Our people gathered and we had a walk in support of the governor. At the same time, also thanking him for some of the projects we have heard he has approved for our community, and some that we are also making demands that he goes further to implement in the community. So that's why we had the walk.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. But in 2023, you were one of those who left the PDP, and you hoisted a flag with the NNPP, and you contested for the governorship of the state. Are you back to the PDP, or you're still in NNPP?
I am not back to the PDP fully, but I have interest in what our governor is doing.
All right.
And I want to give him all the support I can with my followership, with my community, with my people and those who love me around the state to lend their support for the success of the governor, because he's doing well.
So, as a person, what's in for you? I mean, what shall it profit you to march for the governor?
What it will profit me is that it will give the governor it will make him understand that people are appreciative of what he's doing so far. And our people say, if somebody has done well, and you tell him that he has done well, he will go further to do better. So, we are praising him with a walk to let him know that we appreciate what he's been doing. We appreciate the peace that is pervading the state, and it is only in the atmosphere of peace that you can implement projects. And then we believe that will urge him to do better.
So how did Obakre people welcome your march for the governor?
It was a mass. Obakre is actually totally down for the governor. There is no gainsaying about that. But the people are wishing and hoping that the governor continues in his strides for the betterment of the state. And so they all came out to lend their support to what we were doing.
Okay, so it is believed that soon and very soon you return to the PDP fully. Because there was something that scared you away from
Yes, I'm more or less back to the PDP. I left the PDP because I wasn't comfortable with what was going on.
Why?
I wasn't comfortable with the style of governance and the hegemonous attitude of the last governor. It was clear I had to leave.
Could you, elucidate on what you mean by his style of government?
His style of government was too autocratic. It was too authoritarian. People have used several languages to describe it, and I have also warned people that the power that he exhibited over Rivers people, some other governors would not do so.
Okay.
So, and I wasn't comfortable about it, and I decided that I was going to, leave for another party. Coincidentally, I got to the party and I was compelled to run an election.
Okay.
But when the results were called and the governor, emerged, whom I know, had the means to rule Rivers State, I decided to down hostilities and arms.
Did you lose because you were unpopular?
I couldn't have lost because I'm unpopular. My name is a household name in Rivers State.
But you didn't come out on a popular party?
That was not my intention. My intention was not to come out with a party that must make me win. My intention was to make a statement.
And you made a statement?
And I think I made a statement.
Contest for the governorship?
Yes, when there was everything, the governor was doing everything humanly possible to stop people from running an election on any other platform. And I decided that that was not fair. That was improper in a democratic setting. So
some even went to jail because they resisted.
Exactly. I would have gone to jail if he so turned his searchlight on me, but I was prepared for anything.
He didn't remember you.
If he remembered me and I was in his net, well, he could do whatever he wanted to do. But the important thing is that I do not think that nobody, it's a bit difficult to stop me when I have a decision to implement. Yes, you can do everything at your beck and call, If you're doing the right thing, I will support you with my life. But if you're not doing the right thing, I may probably also voice my opinion. If it is not convenient with you and you're not comfortable with it, you can visit me whatever you want to visit me, but I will not swallow my opinion.
Did you go to NNPP to contest for the governorship because you didn't want the then governor, Nyesom Wike, to buy the interest form for you? Because you bought it for every other governorship candidate.
That's what I'm saying. We were close enough, as I could say, for me to have indicated interest, and he probably would have bought the form for me. But that was not my intention. My intention was that the way PDP was being managed was becoming a bit undemocratic at the time. And so I wanted to vent my own opinions and so on another platform. And I had to leave.
One last question before I turn to the IPAC chairman. You enjoyed one of the good offices created by the then governor of River State. You were, as at the time, the chairman of River State Road Maintenance and Regulatory Agency. That's a money-spinning agency. You were charged with the responsibility of ensuring that there were no potholes in town and all of that. One would have thought that he would have remained with the Nyesom Wike man, haven't given you such opportunity.
Well, we come back to the same situation. I was called to serve, and I think I served meritoriously, and I served very well. At the time I was chairman of River State Road Maintenance Agency, there were no potholes in Port Harcourt. Two events that took place. One was, I think the PDP had a convention, and there was another event too that brought people from different parts of the state to River State. I was saddled with the responsibility of making sure that all the roads were in good condition, so that the image of the state was going to be appreciated in positivity. So I did that very, very well. I do not know what people, when you say it was a money-spinning agency. For me, every money that was brought to that agency was applied in roadworks. I had board members who can attest to that. The people who worked with me will attest to the fact that I was thorough and thorough to the letter. There's nobody who can point fingers at me and think that AGWOR lives above his means. No, I am not such a person, but I must do what I have to do in River State. I was born here, I grew up here, even though I schooled outside here, but I have lived here since I came back from England. And I have followed up, I have tentacles all over the state. So I cannot let River State down. So I must do everything I can at every point in time to make sure that I put a little bit of, I take River State to another level if I'm given the opportunity.
Okay. All right. So let me turn to SOLSUEMA OSARO, Chairman IPAC. We watched Alajasari speak in that video. We're well aware of what is happening, and he spoke eloquently well in the clearest terms that we listened to him. Now, Martin William Co. are seeking for an interlocutory injunction to stop the state government from having access to its money, and maybe statutory money from the federal location and elsewhere and all of that. Now, taking a cue from what Alajasari said, what kind of politics, how would you describe this kind of politics that we see play out by Martin William Co.?
Well, it's so absorbed and unbelievable that at this stage of our political life as Rivers citizens, as Rivers people, that anyone who believes in River State, who loves River State, should not or would not have gone to that abysmal level to stop the functionality of the state. Do you know what that means? It means you're saying that the entire workforce of River State should be under lock, financial lock. You're saying every agency that makes things happen in River State should be on a standstill. You're saying civil servants should not be paid. And so what does that translate to? Let me remind you of a popular song we used to hear on radio rivers of those days.
Okay. I thought it's the one you released.
No,
Because this is actually released.
I'm a songwriter. I have my songs, contemporary songs, you know, but we'll come to that. You see, when we were growing up, and then Radio Rivers was the doyen, the darling of our hearts, a lot of inspirations, a lot of persons were motivated, were built up, were molded by the inspiring content of what came out of Radio Rivers. And one of such popular songs is, "Don't pull River State down. Don't bring the other man down." You understand? Don't pull him down. There are better things to do. There are pastimes around. You understand? You see, don't pull River State down. What they are trying to do, Amehule and his co-travelers, what they are trying to do is to pull River State down under the guise of politics. And to God be the glory, it will work. Because none of them built River State. They came and met River State. And so they can't stop River State. They can't pull River State down. Therefore, the Rivers people, the entire Rivers citizens, standing tall with the state government and the state governor of River State. And we will stand tall with him to ensure that he continues to deliver on the mandate and services, the expectations we expected from him. It is very obvious today to every conscious-minded, reasonable, loving, kind persons in River State to discern between light and darkness. Those who want to stop the progress of River State are inviting darkness. And darkness cannot dispel light. When you want to bring backwardness, underdevelopment, hinder the workforce, the progress of the state and the people of River State, it means your darkness. Therefore, we can't allow that happen. We will not allow that happen. We will continue to stand tall and stand firm. IPAC as an institution, we will continue to try our best to deepen democratic processes and ethics in Nigeria, and River State in particular. No one man can claim the ownership of River State. So from whichever guise or this guise they attempt to, Rivers people will resist it. Just like recently we have seen Chief Okocha attempting to stop the electoral processes initiated by RISEC.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Let me just turn to...
all these things I will call for.
Yeah, we'll come to you because you are the IPAC chairman and you need to talk about it elaborately and then take a stand on that matter. But without shutting it out, let me turn to Samako. You heard him speak about an attempt by Amehule and Co. To stop the governor from having any dealings with corporate Nigeria. You are a politician, you're another statesman. You have attempted to be governor of River State. Now, what kind of politics will this mean to you?
Is it really politics? That's no longer politics. I really don't understand what some of these people are looking for. You want to stop River State from being operational? You want everything to be grounded in River State? What joy will it bring to you? At the end of the day, you will be affected by it. Family members will be affected by it. All your associates will be affected by it. Majority of the hospitals that can provide whatever, proper facilities right now are run by government. So that means they should shut down. I wonder sometimes whether they are sensible at all, or it's just a matter of rubbing shoulders. Nobody rubs shoulder with the governor. The Constitution gives him the powers to whip people into line, just like some governors in the past did. But it's just treating everybody as brother and sister because we are all Rivers people. To shut Rivers down is the greatest show of enmity to the state. as far as I'm concerned. You know. So they should desist from some of these attempts. We don't envy them. We don't clap. We are not clapping for them for some of these. We rather see them as people who don't even want the progress of the state. Why is it you want to take the money and exercise your own rights the way you want to exercise them? No, we have a governor, and that governor will take Rivers State to wherever he wants to take Rivers State. Some of us are prepared to give all the support for him to succeed. I don't think they will make any headway.
Yeah, what baffles everybody is that this set of people are struggling for legitimacy of their membership of the House, and yet they are still throwing stones. Now, in your opinion, sir, why do you think that the federal courts are delaying to rule on the legitimacy of Amewole and Co? Why do you think they're delaying?
Let me even go to the brass tacks. I tried, when we were doing the work, I make mention of the issues in court, you know, but come down to the brass tacks. We are discussing a constitutional issue. You see, when you go for an election, INEC is mandated to decide who has won the election, declare the result, and then as soon as INEC declares the result, the person has become what the election result has indicated or has, you know, dictated. Anybody who doesn't like that can go to court. That is the provision. But Constitution says INEC decides and declares the result. So also does the Constitution of Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, decide on the activities and attitude of members of the House of Assembly. If you decide to jump platforms, you are free to do so. But know that once you move from one political party to another political party, when the party you are moving from does not have a division, know that your seat will be declared vacant. And who will declare the seat vacant is the Speaker. And from then on, INEC should conduct another election to fill those vacant seats.
But INEC has to wait for the federal court to determine.
The Constitution didn't say so. The Constitution
was holding it.
Because they have not followed the Constitution rightly. If the Constitution is followed rightly, as soon as they defected and the Speaker declared their seats vacant, they are gone. That is what the Constitution says.
So which to blame at a time like this?
It is the interpretations given by INEC and people that is prolonging the whole thing. Whoever is waiting for whatever decision is his business. If you follow INEC, if you follow the constitutional provision, it means that they are gone and INEC should do another election. It is in that process INEC should do its own part of the provisions. Then if by the time people emerge and then you're taking them to court, it's a different ball game. But that these people have vacated their seats, they have been vacated, their seats have been vacated as declared by the Speaker. And one thing people should also, I'm not a lawyer, these do not require legal interpretation. Whether you are a medical doctor, you're an engineer, Constitution is Constitution for all. And we also know that there is nowhere in the Constitution that says that if the members of the House are about 31 and 27 defect, the other 3 or 4 cannot remain.
If what you're saying is ready to go by, then why the back and forth? Why should people wait for the courts to declare the seats of this vacant? Because already, when today here was Speaker, he had declared the seat vacant. If what you're saying is ready to go by, then we shouldn't wait for the courts.
It is because we have the attitude, and it is right anyway, and this is because once a matter is in court, it's sub judice to continue to handle those issues. So as soon as their seats were declared vacant, somebody went to court to tie the hands of those who were going to implement the rest of the processes. And that is where we are now. Court, counter court, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, the basic thing is that the step they took, moving from a party that was not divided to another party, and the Speaker declaring their seats vacant. Don't forget that when Ehe was Speaker, Edison Ehe, he declared their seats vacant.
Yeah.
Edison left, and in continuation of the process, the Okojombo also declared their seats vacant. The Speaker of the House is the one who is mandated to declare the seats vacant, not the law court. So going to law court is just to make sure that you bring the legality, you bring the court in, and then somebody will now be accused of,
So INEC is simply keeping its eyes away from. INEC
shouldn't. No. I think I have an opinion here. You see, we are living in a society guided by rules and law. And then we cannot attempt to operate outside these rules and laws. The Constitution of Nigeria of 1919 as amended is a grand norm. The Constitution have created agencies, bodies, and we have to, as legitimate or reasonable people, follow these constitutional provisions and rules. It is quite, it cannot be debated that jumping from the party that brought those gentlemen into the chambers and jumping from the party that brought them in has automatically invalidated their membership. They are no more members of the House of Assembly by the provisions of the Constitution. And the then Speaker declared their seats vacant. And the processes that would have followed up was for INEC to have done the needful, not until they went to court to stop the processes. Now, these matters are before the courts, and we will allow the courts to determine to its logical conclusion. Therefore, we will not blame INEC for now, because they are also an institution created by the law, and they must also respect the law. What we are saying is the court will expedite actions to ensure that these matters are resolved. But there is no contention on the fact that they left the party that brought them. No matter how they want to somersault overnight, they have gone. And that seat, their seats are vacant because the then Speaker declared those seats vacant in line with the provision of the Constitution.
Chairman, we'll just take a short break, and when we return, my guest in the studio will tell us how best to put pressure on Yami Wilanko to leave Mr. Governor alone. Don't go away.
Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken on my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB.
Okay, we'll now show you some video clips of how the march for Governor FUBARA at Obakere community in Emowa local government area went some few days ago. Let's take a look at it.
Project by coming to commission the internal roads in Obakere. But that was aborted. But I know in due course it will be completed. And before it is completed, we are asking our governor to find a way and help us complete the remaining part of the internal road. The previous government did only 15 kilometers, but Obakere is so vast that the internal roads amount to more than 40 kilometers. If the governor can help us add some more kilometers,
we shall be very, very happy. We are thanking him for the local government he has set up. In the process, Wezina benefited with 2 people joining the council as caretaker members. We thank him. Wezina is always blessed, and Wezina can never be forgotten, because Wezina will be brought to the heart of the governor, and he will do for us what we deserve. We thank him because the chairman is also performing. The chairman has a lot of empowerment programs which is going to dish out to our people. We're in contact with him, and we're expecting that he will do all that he has promised in due course. His Excellency, we are doing this work for you. You are a man of peace. Because you are a man of peace, Rivers State is engulfed with total peace. That peace is the peace with which you will govern Rivers State and do all that you intend to do for Rivers State. Because I know you are going to do marvelously well as the governor of Rivers State. His Excellency, let's use this opportunity, and we are not warning, but we are advising those who have been making sinister statements, who have been abusing our governor, to take it easy. The reason I say they should take it easy is because the last administrations in Rivers State did not receive abuses. If you abuse the governor, the immediate past governor of Rivers State, I'm sure you would have known what he would have done with you. But let me assure those who are abusing the governor of Rivers State that those powers, those governors have used, are still with the governor today. He has decided not to use them because he doesn't want to hurt any Rivers person. So those people should resist.
Stewardship with SNB.
That was you addressing the press after that march.
Addressing my people.
Yeah, addressing your people. But we want to know, don't you think it's about time Rivers people went beyond mere declaration of support to pressuring Amewule and Co to leave the governor alone? Several groups have been declaring support, and it's not changing matter. It's not changing the situation.
Well, you see, the way it is now, you are either fighting the governor, because anybody fighting the governor is also fighting us.
Correct.
So we are on one part with the governor and they're on the other side. We are only trying to let them understand that we have only one single River State. All attempts to bring River State down in the name of trying to hurt our governor does not explain the issues in hand, because it is this same River State that all of us are going to live in. So the earlier and better time they realize that what they are doing is not in the interest of the generality of Rivers people, the better for them. We will all live in this society. If you bring River State down, we will point fingers one day and say, these are the people who brought River State down. And upcoming generations will also see you in that light. Your children will be seen in that light. I have not seen the reason why we must get to this extent. It shouldn't be a do or die program, because the former leaders of River State loved River State and also allowed peace to reign. After all, towards the end of Odile's government, Amechi and Odile fell out. Amechi became governor and Odile did not ask one question one day, how you ran your government. Because he loved River State and he wanted River State to be in peace, and he decided to allow the governor to operate. That is the respect Odile has today by Rivers people, and the respect is increasing because of his show of love to River State. So we want them to also learn from these examples so we can all live in peace.
All right, let me turn to the IPAC chairman. This question is directly to you. The factional chairman of the APC River State, Tony Kocha, was one of those who insisted that caretaker committee were illegal. You're aware of that. Yet he went to court to stop the state government from conducting local government election. Why do you think he's been capricious and equivocal?
Well, it's very, very amazing and saddening, because Tony Okocha was one of those who called for the conduct of local government election. He went to RISEC and said, and instructed, shouted, said, no, conduct local government election. We must conduct election. I remember when he took someone to RISEC, trying to mislead RISEC or the public, claiming to be IPAC leaders, and there he called for election. And today, we are seeing the same Tony Okocha trying to stop, trying to stifle, trying to prevent the conduct of local government.
Then there was peace and harmony in the political circle.
There is still peace and harmony. It is only those who don't like the progress of River State that are attempting to create scenarios and scenes to paint River State negative in the Nigeria family. And so why? There must be a local government election. There must be local government elected officials. There must be the system. If the caretaker committee is no longer feasible, and then you're stopping the conduct of election, what will be in place? But those are not the worries. What we're saying is this: RISEC is a creation of the law. Every SEC in Nigeria is a creation from the Constitution of Nigeria, under the 3rd schedule. And so that institution reserves the right and powers to conduct election. You cannot stop INEC from conducting an election.
So SOLSUEMA, with the unfolding drama, do you think that the 5th of October is feasible for local?
I am telling you, as a state IPAC chairman, that 5th October is sacrosanct. Elections will hold. Elections will be conducted by RISEC. RISEC is an RISEC is
the court grants to Okocha's prayers.
You see, you cannot even stop what is in the process. RISEC have rolled out timetables. They've held stakeholders meetings. It's a functionality of the law. Now the question is, does even Tony Okocha have the local standing to go to court? You're not part of the processes. You're not participating in these processes. RISEC opened the floor. Come and pick your interest form.
Yeah, sorry to interject. You will recall that part of the reasons why he said he wouldn't participate is because that he publicly confessed that he had engaged in election rigging, and so he believes that this election will be rigged by the state government, who is setting the timetable and all of that. And up till now, the police are keeping their eyes away. They're not arresting Okocha.
See, that is
some of what.
That is
Let me throw
you know I'm still you didn't allow me land.
Okay,
that's a different issue entirely that we looked into appropriately. Do you understand? What we are saying is this: you cannot stop RISEC from conducting the local government elections. RISEC is a creation of the law, and they have all the rights to conduct election. Issues contending state elections have 90 days. The federal election is 360 days notice, but state is 90 days. So, and RISEC have rolled out...
He claims 300 plus days.
I am saying that is applicable to national federal elections.
Not state elections.
State elections is 90 days notice.
Okay.
90 day notice. And so what we are saying is this: there is a fundamental principle rule of law we are following. RSEC is a creation of the law. And within this ambit of the law, they will carry out all their duties and functions legitimately, from the beginning to the end, planned. So if you say RSEC should not conduct election because they didn't announce within 360 days, it's wrong. It's 90 days by virtue of the laws that establish RSEC. 90 days.
Now, I'm putting the question to you again, SOLSUEMA. If the court obeys to the coach's prayers.
No, let's not. Don't presume.
No, I'm
you see, it is not good
to do
to presume the outcome.
I'm not presuming. I'm saying that in the likelihood that it happens so,
it's still subjudized. No, it's still subjudized for you to even think along that line. Let us allow the courts to determine the legitimacy of what they have gone to court with. Let's allow the court to
stand on this matter.
IPAC is standing tall to say that RSEC will conduct the election. The entire political parties are ready. Political parties that have indicated interest to participate in these processes have followed it up from day one. They were in the stakeholders meeting. They have formally written to RSEC expressing their intent to contest. They have collected expression of interest forms. As I speak to you, the next stage that began on the 19th is the submission of the date, time and venue for primaries, which will last between 19th and 23rd. So we are prepared for this election. And by the laws that set up RSEC is also prepared for this election. And the processes are ongoing. And so Rivers people should not be intimidated by the attempt by a few to try to a lot of anomalies. If you're a Rivers man and then you don't want institutions to perform their duties under the guise of politics, what kind of politics? Must you stop the activities and actions of governmental agencies? They are uncalled for. We never saw all these somersaults, all these attempts to ridicule Rivers State in the past 8 years. We didn't see any.
All right, Samabo, why do you think the police are silent about the call for Kocha's arrest after he confessed partaking in rigged election?
Well, it is not only Todo Kocha's declaration of rigging election that we are actually questioning. When somebody comes and says that he bought phone for everybody for an election, how do you manage that? And the police heard it, and nobody is doing anything.
Is it lawful? Is it lawful to buy phone for someone?
Your guess is as good as mine, whether it is lawful or not. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know how it will be lawful, because the Constitution says anybody who is going to run an election should buy a phone by himself.
So if I'm your sponsor and I buy you a phone, is it illegal?
Whose name is in the INEC?
The contestant.
Who picked the phone?
The
Go and check. Go and check whose name is there. We hear that one person bought phone for everybody. So are you lying? If my name is on there in INEC as the person who bought phone, then you didn't buy phone for me.
You see the sponsor's name that is on the form.
That is your statement against my own. You're saying so. But if my name is in INEC, then I bought phone. But if you say you bought phone for all of us, it should be questionable. So these are the controversies that we are being visiting Rivers people by just this period. You know, it's just laughable. That the election, I've even heard my colleague here, defending, discussing the Todo Kocha's intention to stop the election. Has anybody ever gone to stop INEC from contesting elections? You want to stop RSEC?
Nobody.
There were attempts in the past to stop either.
So it is the judiciary.
He didn't hold it.
It is the judiciary that is even creating some of these problems. When some of these cases come, the judiciary should tell them that they want to waste the time of the court, and you can place sanction on them. You cannot. The Constitution gives RISEC the authority to provide timetable, draw up processes for an election, and then they have come up with it as provided by the Constitution. You come and say they should stop an individual.
You can't stop INEC from calling an election. You can't even stop RISEC.
Let's get our viewers involved for the few minutes that we have left on the program. You can simply dial the numbers on your TV set. Please play by the rules. Turn down the volume of your TV set or move away from your TV so that we do not experience a holdback during the conversation. We have the first one. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes. My name is Adora.
Adora.
Yes, I'm calling from New York.
Go on. What do you have to tell us? You want to join the conversation? You've been following the program.
I want to contribute to the aspect that are developing rivers they are causing problems for their children. If you love your children, you will not do anything that will stop them from becoming something in river state. Because if they do like this, by the time their children want to come and contest or do anything, they will have bad reputation from their fathers. Because people will not stand and say, when your father was in a position, that was how your father was behaving. They will push you aside. People will not be looking at you with a good faith because your father has caused trouble in river state. So don't you feel that they're causing trouble in river state? They make their children. Make them because of their children sorry. That is what I have to contribute.
All right, thank you so much.
And let the also the government know that let me have peace with God. Let it way be right with God. Because the Bible says, if your way is right with God, it will make your enemies to be at rest with you. So let him be focused. Let him focus to God. One day, his enemies will come and bow for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You have said it all. We all head up.
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
true.
we're winding now. To Samako, if you were in Governor FUBARA's position, what would you do under the present circumstances?
Well, for me, he has shown us how to handle this kind of situation. I haven't learned from him. If I were in his position, I would still do the same thing. I would try as much as possible to handle those which are constitutionally right. No matter who is urging me from anywhere, I will apply the Constitution and do what I have to do. I will rule the state with love and peace, as he's doing. I will ignore what I have to ignore. And then those that have to do with the judiciary, the Attorney General will handle them on behalf of government. That's just the way to handle. I probably would have been an ordinary human being and following them the way they are coming. I may make mistakes along the line, but the governor has been very calculative and following them peacefully, and it's been yielding positive results. So we are learning from that.
We're asking this question because at some point in time you wanted to be governor of the state.
Yes.
So was it sheer providence that you didn't become the governor and FUBARA is governor and is facing all of these?
He's handling it beautifully well. If I were in his shoes, I would first of all pray to God to give me the wisdom to handle this kind of distraction. If God gives me the wisdom and handle it the same way, I'm sure God would have also given me the same wisdom he's giving to FUBARA if I was. But all the same, if you're in a position of authority as he is, as the governor is, and you're seeing everybody as Rivers people, you will treat everybody like a brother and sister, irrespective of how unruly your brothers and sisters would be.
So, SOLSUEMA, if you were governor of FUBARA, what would you do in the present circumstances?
Well, like he is doing currently, You know, he's maintaining absolute calmness. You don't see him talk anyhow. He is very calculative, very meticulous, and very proactive. One thing about the governor that strikes me is he is a man of his word.
All right,
and he is keeping
and
is keeping to his promises. So I would not have done separately or different from what he's doing, but I think I and many others are learning from him, because we have seen a very sharp contrast from the man who was a former governor in the past 8 years and his own style.
All right.
Great contrast.
All right, time is to on one side. But as a way of winding now, those who are disturbing the peace of River State, what are they really after? The soul of River State, the resources of River State, the people of River State, or Governor FUBARA himself? Which of them both?
I think when somebody comes and says stop spending money,
so the resources of River
State, it tells you where what he's looking for.
Is the resources?
I believe so.
Okay, what about you?
Both River State, both the governor, both the people of River State.
Oh, all of them both.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, it's very interesting to talk with you. Surveyor Sam AGWOR, former governorship candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and former chairman, River State Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Agency. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you very much.
And my friend in the studio, SENSEI SOLSUEMA OSARO, Chairman, IPAC River State. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rivers people.
Okay.
Be focused, be fearless.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Okay. All right. My name is Solomon Nelson Brennan. See you again tomorrow when I bring you another guest on a different topic. For now, it's bye-bye.
Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's proven.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB.